Now, you must have all heard the saying that shit rolls downhill. Never more so when it comes to the actions of police officers, and here's proof if you ever needed it. Former Superintendent of North Wales Police Force, Robert James Kerman of St Melians Close in Wrexham, was found guilty and sentenced for assault, criminal damage and a public order offence in February 2018. It appears that after Robert Kerman's sentencing, multiple fraud offences came to light. Kerman admitted giving false accounts of his childcare and fuel costs, failing to disclose that he was a director of a company and that he had other undeclared income, along with failing to declare that he had moved in with his new partner with her own income. Now, the fraud came to light after he was found guilty of the previous offences. His brief asked for a payment break from an IVA he was on, which is when the fraud was found. Now, I always believed that you cannot join the police if your credit is bad, because it opens you up to being easily manipulated and bribed. So I don't quite get how someone who is a superintendent can be on an IVA. Surely the police have checks in place for all their serving officers as well as those who are wanting to join, or do they simply not bother checking and accept their word for it? Mind you, that doesn't exactly sound too far-fetched, does it? I mean, let's face it, the courts normally take them at their word without proof. Anyway, it appears that the debt amounted to what's being called as significant at the beginning of this decade, which was attributed to an expensive divorce. But it was also noted that it could have been the result of extravagant spending. It was then he took out the IVA, which led to 5 counts of fraud by false misrepresentation. It has been said that Kerman failed to declare his partner was living with him by Tipexing her name out on a council form he submitted. I mean, how stupid is that? Tipexing something out on a council form. You just get a new council form and redo it, don't you? How stupid. Although no explanation was actually given as to his reasons for doing that, the presiding judge said, "You don't need to tell me what. You don't need me to tell you what you have admitted is premeditated and deliberate fraud. It was repeated over many years and involved numerous victims. There was some devious activity. You were in a responsible position. The dishonesty was in the region of £20,000. You fell for temptation in what was a troubled time. You fell for temptation in what was a troubled time in your life. Mitigation came in the form of Kerman losing his job and having difficulties in his personal life." What a shame. Kerman was handed an 8-month custodial sentence, suspended for 12 months, ordered to complete 150 hours of community service, and he must also pay court costs of £2,800. So if you ever wondered why police constables, police sergeants and the like are the way that they are, well, maybe that's because they're taught from the top down.